Warning. The B3F podcast may contain language or subject matter that may not be suitable for kids. You've been fucking warned. Check out some friends of the show. The Two Brothers Podcast. The Trevor Jackson Podcast. Dem Jackson Boys. The Dumbass Dudes Podcast. Pop Culture Warrior. Happened in the 90s podcast. Follow at The Andy Harris on Twitter. Go to our website at b3fpodcast.com for merch. Click on Tell Us What You Really Think to leave a completely anonymous review of each of us.
Oh,
Yeah, just some sick fuckers and I like that.
Enjoy the show, you cunts.
Well, surprise.
Surprise. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Look at you.
I know.
How you been, buddy?
I'm just fan-fucking-tastic. I'm worse tonight than I have been.
I bet you are. Oh, boy, do I got some things to tell you.
Oh, same here. I like that we didn't announce this either.
I know. I purposely didn't announce it.
Yeah.
Well, we had talked about, because you're moving, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
And about you coming back in doing another one for you.
Yeah.
And then you just sprung this one on me today. You're like, hey, I'm in town early. This will work out better. So that's what we're doing.
I appreciate your flexibility.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You saved me from sitting in my self-loathing going, I don't want to do a show today.
Well, I brought something special.
I appreciate that. What have you brought?
Since-
I don't know what it is.
Since this is more than likely going to be my last in-person show I'm able to do, unless some
Sure,
the
I got
stars
you.
freakishly align.
Yeah.
So we want to do one more, like I said. I'm going to be
Yeah.
leaving. So I brought something, and that's not to say I'll never come back remotely at some point.
For sure.
But it's going to be few and far between.
Right.
So what I got for tonight, for my last probable in-person,
Yep.
so I brought you, sir,
Oh,
some 18
Jameson 18.
Yeah. Have you had
Wow.
the Jameson
Look
18?
at that. I have not had the Jameson
So I'm gonna
18.
open this up here.
I
We're
don't
gonna-
think
we're
I've
gonna
had the
raise
Jameson 18.
to reveal the magic bottle.
So nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got the little thing on there.
Yep.
Yeah. Could have brought me a Roadcaster. No, just kidding.
So anyway,
Oh, so
I
nice.
could have had this
so
already
nice.
open, but I wanted
You
to
could
reveal
have.
in the
You
box.
could have.
So,
You need some help.
do you have a knife? I guess any real Southern man carries a knife with him, but
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So have you been? You've been doing a lot of traveling.
yeah, a lot of traveling, a lot of homework, which I hate saying.
Oh,
at 40
like
something years
homework
old.
for work homework or still
No,
school
for
homework?
School homework.
Oh,
Which, so being 41 and saying I have homework
Yeah.
is
sounds
fucking
weird,
terrible.
doesn't it?
God damn it! Oh, there's a little tab thing. Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
You want ice?
I'm gonna have it neat first, and then I may drop some ice into it.
Okay. I've had the 15-year once,
I think I have too,
but I was
can't remember.
really drunk when I had the 15-year.
Oh,
Or I'm sorry, the 18-year. So I really
I
don't
see. So
remember.
you- yeah, so
the
you couldn't
quality.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was really drunk, and I was like, I want some good whiskey,
Yeah.
which is not the time to drink good whiskey.
Oh God. So
So,
cheers. It's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
Woo.
Distinctly Jameson.
It is for sure. It is. It's got a little bit of the bite that 21-year Tullamore has zero of.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there's 3 more years, so
Yeah, but I feel like that this, it's really fucking smooth, but it's got a hard front end bite. After
okay. Yep, I got it.
It's a nice comfy burn to me,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
but it is harsher than like the 15-year Redbreast
Sure.
or that Middleton. Very rare, but it's very thick, which I like. It's got a very thick flavor on the palate.
So
Yeah.
tell me about your travel and your new job.
Um,
Then we'll get into my woes.
yeah, it's been all right, man. Oh, I wanted to preface too saying that, oh fuck, I got so much homework. It's still not, and for any grown person that says I'm in school full time, I'm really busy, and you're doing online school, you can't really like. It's a lot extra. Don't
Sure,
get me wrong,
for sure.
but it's not gonna have to go to fucking campus. I'm not a single mom going to night school, you
Right,
know, while working at
right.
7-Eleven during the day.
Yeah.
And so you really can't
Who
complain
needs an
too much,
abortion?
right? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about some of that.
I know
shit
we
tonight.
are.
God damn. But yeah, so I complain about school because it's, you know, as you get further along, especially like full
Yeah.
cell, the workload or the assignment time gets longer.
Yeah,
Even if you're on a half-ass
sure.
it still gets longer. So there's a lot of
Mhm.
that shit. But anyway, last 5 weeks, I've been in Los Angeles twice, Melbourne, Florida, New Jersey twice. So
Wow.
yeah, it's been a lot.
Interesting.
I'm gonna rack them miles up, bitch.
I know you are.
So,
So-
but I gotta say though, like it's as far as the level of professionalism that this job entails,
Oh, yeah.
it's the highest I've ever.
It's a multinational, you know, a international,
Yeah.
huge
Well,
company.
it's kind of the same
Same
route that you're doing.
situation,
Yeah.
yes.
And so when you're out on the road and all that shit, you're expected to represent the company at all fucking times. And
Right.
that includes like on your personal time to a point. Like I
a
could
point,
probably
for
get
sure.
fired just from being on the show previously.
Oh,
So this is all good
Yeah.
around. But no, man,
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's been a lot of high pressure shit to get, you know, jump in because they expect you to come in, as you know, at a certain level at where we're at. It's not like I'm coming
Sure.
in with a new guy, and you know, there's definitely an onboarding process, but it's not holding your hand, you know, through every
No,
step. So
right.
I'm expected to perform. So it's been high stress compared to where I'm coming out of. And then
Yeah.
that breakup was nasty. Me leaving another company. That
So,
was nasty.
So how was that? Because I don't think you came since. I know you put in a notice about a month long
to try to be legitimately helpful. I gave a
Sure.
day
Sure.
notice.
Yes, I remember that. And then when you went to take some, I think you're going to take a couple of days off that last weekend there, and they were like, just go ahead and go.
Yeah.
But that's the last I heard.
Yeah, that was it. Well, because I gave them 30 days so they could have time. And
Sure.
they, for a small company, they move slow as shit. And so, but I was like, you guys have time to go ahead and at least put somebody out or put the listing out to try to get some people. If you get them early, I can onboard them or help onboard, or at least we have some big projects coming up. I can at least help with those before, you know, it goes up. So I did that for the first 2 weeks, and they're like, well, why are you taking all these days off at the very end of it? I was like, because I have them and I don't trust you guys to reimburse it. And I was like, plus it's not like I'm doing much at this point in time. You guys went ahead and, as they should have, you know, because I was doing all the procurement on top of all my other stuff. So, you know, they shut down my accounts and my card and all that, which is fine. Like as the day I put in my notice, they should have cut that shit off. I should not have been procuring dick. And I was above board.
Funny.
Like I didn't, you know, I have some ethics, at least in the workplace, but yeah. So they took all that, you know, whatever. And and yeah, finally they were just like, just go. But people were pissed because I guess it's such a small company. They took it really personally, I think. And I was like, well, fucking whatever, guys.
I could see that.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I found out after I left, they're like, oh, because they were talking about one of the other guys I work with all the time, like, oh, he's just toxic, he's just this. And then when I left, then it turned out I was the toxic one poisoning the well.
Sure.
You know, and they asked me in my exit interview, they said, well, is there anything you want to, you know, that you want to talk about? Anything you want to bring up? I was like, anything I had to say, I've talked to you guys about multiple times over the last 8 months. So no, I it's nothing personal. I appreciate the opportunity, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, like it was like breaking up with an immature girlfriend.
I see. Yeah. No, I could see that.
Yeah.
I had the last job I had before my current job, I had a week's vacation left.
Mm-hmm.
And so my boss was a dick. And so I wouldn't normally do this.
Right.
But because he was a dick and I wanted to fuck him over, that ice actually brings something to it.
Yeah, it should. It's Irish.
Yeah.
They don't have ice there.
Right.
They're pores. A country of pores.
But poor leprechauns and Celts.
Fucking
anyway,
Catholics.
I went in and I said, hey, I put in here's my vacation request. And he was like, okay, cool. And he signs it. And I said, and then as soon as he handed it back to me signed, I went, here's my 2-week notice. So basically I worked 1 week.
Yeah.
And then was taking the last week of my 2-week notice off.
Well done.
He revoked my vacation.
Okay.
He revoked it. So I had to work those last 2 weeks.
You didn't have to.
Well, okay. If I wanted to get paid, I wanted to get that paid, because I did get the paycheck for the vacation.
Okay.
They paid me out. But if I had quit, you don't get that payout.
Right.
So, or had I just quit,
So
quit.
he went down double dicking on you.
He did, but he's the boss that when he walked in, to my office one time, chewing at me, "What's on the drink menu?" "Hey, Trevor, it's Jameson 18 year, courtesy of my guest, Steven.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering where the interview is going to start.
Yeah, well, I'm already interviewed. You're talking to me about your job. You're talking to me about your previous job. You're better than any guest we've had. You brought gifts.
Right?
No, we did. We had. Well, no, I tell you, Anders and Melissa Morgan gave us gifts.
Yeah, they
I'm
did.
trying to think who.
Melissa Morgan does gifts after the show.
Well, sure.
I mean,
but
after,
still,
after the air, she sent
Yes.
us. She sent us thing.
Mhm. Yeah,
We
Yeah.
got our gifts after we aired.
right.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But-
Just say you got double dicked, but you tried to dick him over. and then
Oh
you
no,
kinda
I was
dicked
saying
back.
is he's the boss. He came into my office chewing me out for something. I
Right.
already knew the story,
Mhm.
and when he walked in, I knew what he was talking about, and I knew it wasn't my fault, and he knew it wasn't my fault, but he needed somebody to blame. And he walked into my office, and I pulled the Dr. Cox on him, and I said, "Go out and start over." And it was like he had to reboot his system for a second because no one had ever told
Yeah,
him
of course.
anything like that, and it's like he really didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And for a half second, he almost turned around and walked out of my office to start over.
That's
But
wonderful.
yeah, then yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
so
Oh shit.
oh yeah.
But yeah, I will say it's a little weird being back here. Not
Why?
weird.
What's weird?
It's just been a long time, and I'd kind of already written off in my brain, like, yeah, that's, I might call in something like that, but I probably won't be back in. But like I said, we were talking, and it's like, I don't want to leave and like not do like one more out the door.
Steven is looking good. I'm glad to see your rehab.
I
help.
put all the weight back on. No,
Yeah, good one, Jay.
I'm down, like I said, 5 pounds.
Yeah.
I finally was like, okay. Well, also traveling helps because I can work out. Like, it's easier for me to not eat like shit and go to
Sure.
the gym in the morning and all that.
See, it's
stuff.
harder for me to eat healthy when I travel.
Yeah.
It's harder for me.
Well,
because
you also go do things.
No, yeah. I mean, for sure. I go out and eat some things and whatever, but I'm down about 13 to 15 pounds since
Yeah.
the last time you saw me. But I was down 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And then vacation and
Oh, dude, I hit an
traveling to
all-time
Texas.
high for fatness.
Did
And,
you?
Yeah, and that's when I was like, no.
do you work out or exercise in the hotels?
Yeah, I usually do.
Okay.
That's usually because it's easy. I can work it into my daily schedule.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to go anywhere. So I get up, I go down. Nothing crazy. It's 30 minutes. Fucking either treadmill or just what doesn't fucking matter what I do.
Sure.
Like 30 minutes, eat a little bit of breakfast, and then start the day. And so
Yeah.
it's easy if it kind of becomes part of my routine when I'm
Yeah.
traveling. So as opposed to when I'm home and I'm like, fuck this, I'm sitting on the couch. So,
Yeah.
But-
So
but it's yeah. But yeah, dude, I hit what I said on the scale. It was like 231, and I was like, fuck me.
holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And it's not so much. It gets to where when I start looking fat while I'm standing,
Yeah.
then there's a problem.
Sure.
Because unless I'm down to about 180, I have a pot
Yeah.
belly when I sit down.
Same.
More than most.
Same.
I just how I'm built.
Same.
But when I get to the point where I stand up and I'm like, I'm fat standing up too, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, because I have broad enough shoulders, I can carry, like, you see it in my face
Sure.
a lot more.
Yeah.
But if I'm standing up, even if I got a little bit of belly, you don't notice it. But when it gets to the point that it's like there's a gap between the shirt and my waist, then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, but yeah, it's like 232 or some shit, man. And I was like, fuck me.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. Oh my God.
So I'm a fat piece of shit.
Oh my God.
So I'm down to like 225.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, that's markedly better than 230.
Oh, for sure.
You know? I'm now like I've slowed the pace to diabetes just a little bit.
Just tossed out the banana peel for a moment.
Just a scotch.
God.
I've gone from a lethargic jog to a lethargic walk.
Mhm. That's funny. Oh God. So let's see here. All right. So I mentioned the air conditioner to you right before we started. So 2 weeks ago, I was getting back from vacation.
Right.
And then the next night I had to pack and go to Fort Worth, like had a 2-day turnaround to go to Fort Worth.
Right.
That Sunday night, I thought it's getting warm in here.
Mhm.
And air conditioner's not working. It's like 78 degrees in the house, which
Oh.
is hot.
That's hot as shit.
Yeah. I work with a guy that keeps his air at 78 in the summertime.
fuck that guy.
I
That guy's a
know.
piece of shit.
I asked him, I was like, why? And he was like, well, my electric bill was $40 last month. I'm like, yeah, but I understand now why you're so skinny. You're sweating the shit out all the time. But anyway.
Like it would stay, which is weird. When I was in Hawaii, it would stay 75 in the house, but there's a fucking constant breeze.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hot and humid and all that shit. So still warmer than I like, but you got used to that. It wasn't like you're sweating dick at 80 degrees in your house.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says.
Fans don't make that much of a difference.
I don't care what anybody says. Breeze when there's humidity is better than dry heat breeze.
Yeah.
It's so much better. So many people in Texas are like, yeah, but it's dry. Like, yeah. So it's like God's holding a blow dryer in my face.
It's humid as fucking parts of Texas.
In parts of Texas where I wasn't. They were like, this is humid for us right now. And it felt like
Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah. Huh. It was not very humid there, and they said it was very humid for them.
Yeah.
But regardless.
I spent a week out at Fort Hood.
Yeah.
We're out there, and it was middle of the summer, and standing out on the fucking asphalt, shit started melting my shoes. I'm not even fucking joking. Bottom of it was stupid.
So it's 78 degrees in the house.
Yes.
I go out, fan's not spinning on the unit. I call the guy, and he says, I can't get there tonight, but if your fan's not spinning, when you hear it try to kick on, if you can get something in there, spin it, you can get it to kick on and at least get you through the night. I did that. It spun, still didn't get us through the night. It was 80 degrees when I woke up Monday morning to ass crack of dawn to fly out of Chattanooga.
Yeah.
He came Monday.
I still don't understand that, by the way, but go ahead.
What? Don't understand what?
Flying out of fucking Chattanooga.
Direct flight. I didn't want to lay over.
Okay.
So I drove. They pay me mileage, so
yeah,
fuck cares. But I don't typically fly out of Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I've done it a couple of times. But anyway, he comes Monday, fixes it. What?
They have direct flights to DFW from here, but go ahead.
They didn't have any available in the times that I needed to fly out there. Yeah.
Because American flies them out, I think.
Yes, and I flew American out of Chattanooga.
I hate American.
I hate American too.
Chode.
I fucking hate American. Right. I hate American.
All right, not spending 80 degrees when you woke up.
No. I'm saying if you want to talk about American, go for it.
No, I just fuck American Airlines. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. 80 degrees. I wake up. He comes Monday. He fixes it, and it's working. Wednesday evening, I'm on the phone with my wife. She says it's hot in here again, and she goes to the thermostat. It's 80. I call the guy again. He's like, I'll be there. Or no, actually, I had to call him first thing Thursday morning. He said, I'm on a job, but I'll be there later on this afternoon.
Yeah.
He didn't get here till probably nearly 5 o'clock that day. It was 89 degrees in the house, according to my wife. The dogs were about to die. So she took the dogs and split them between the sons. And my daughter and her dog went somewhere else. My wife decided to come back and stay here. And everyone tried to say, stay at one of the kids' houses. Yeah. Or get a hotel room. She was like, nope, I'll be here. I'll be fine or whatever. The guy shows up Friday. Thursday evening. He looks at it and he goes, it's your compressor. It's $2,500 to replace the compressor. But this unit is so old, you're just throwing good money at bad.
Yeah.
And
it had to be like $8,000 for a new unit at least.
$7,600. He came out Saturday morning last week and put a brand new 5-ton unit in. It was $7,600.
Yeah.
I'm fucking losing my mind at the amount of money. You know me. I don't like to spend money.
And that's actually a fairly decent deal on one too, though.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's working. It's still hot as balls, so it still struggles sometimes to keep up in the hottest part of the day.
Right.
It doesn't get over 74 in the house, but
you get
it's
much
set
bigger
on 70 or 71.
You're looking at a $10,000 bottom to go much
Oh yeah,
larger.
but I mean, the 5-ton unit's what this is rated for this size house or whatever. But whatever. We got a new unit, so fuck it. I mean, I was so mad about that.
Should have gotten one from Amana.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, or Goodman. Yeah, that's what I should have done. On the topic of spending money, dishwasher goes out. So we spent $3,500 2 days ago on a new appliance set for our kitchen, just to go ahead and get. We were planning on doing it, in a few months.
So just
anyway.
like a package dishwasher.
We've got a package oven, microwave, dishwasher, fridge.
Yep.
$3,500 on a Samsung set.
Nice.
And so I've spent over $11,000 over the last week, and I am not happy about it.
Luckily, you got that white people money.
Oh God! Thank God for credit cards.
Praise Jesus, I know.
So anyway, Oh, to top it off, on the way back from Chattanooga, coming back from Fort Worth, I got a fucking speeding ticket. 91 on the interstate. I was doing 91.
In Texas?
No, it was between Chattanooga and
Chattanooga
Knoxville.
here. Nice.
Yeah, 91.
How big is
91.
how much?
I haven't checked yet. It doesn't say on the ticket.
Ah,
I
they
haven't
used to
checked.
back in the
It
day.
used to, yes.
Well, I guess though, if it's a certain amount over, they
I
will
know.
not write it on the ticket. You
No.
find out. Sometimes
But
they
you
would-
don't have to go to court, though. I found that out because my daughter got one doing 94 and a 60.
Yeah.
And she just
Did
sent
she
the
even get
money
a
in.
reckless driving ticket?
I don't think so. I
Jesus.
don't think so.
Man, Virginia and 20 over, reckless fucking driving, dude. It was like 8 points on my license and a $1,200 ticket. That shit sucked.
It used to be like that in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is now. So,
I don't know.
yeah. Anyway.
Get a warning and a loss of reproductive rights.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, for sure. Well, at least I didn't get the ticket in Texas for sure. Where are you going so fast? To abortion clinic.
Bypass that plan B.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh God. So let's see.
Like
here.
how people every now and then the viewership pops up
I
and
know.
somebody's like, fuck no.
Right. Fuck, he's back.
Jesus.
So
We just raised the profanity level up a few notches.
yeah, no. So I you'll be happy to know
Mhm.
you since you left because you sent me into a depression, I now have to take medicine. I'm on a version of Zoloft. No, I'm just kidding. I do have to take a version of Zoloft,
Right.
but it's not for depression. It's for something. It's for other old man issues
Okay.
that the doctor's telling me
It's a
I
prostate
should take.
shit.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm on it for about 2 weeks now. I don't like the way I feel.
No.
I do not like the way I feel.
Yeah.
Lethargic.
Yeah.
Unmotivated.
Yep.
Not interested in much anything.
Yep.
At all.
Really hard to come.
Really? We'll find out. We'll find out.
It depends on how much. Most antidepressants.
No, yeah, no, for sure. It is. I can tell you for sure it is
Yeah.
harder to. I'm beating the shit out of it, man.
Yep.
I mean,
They
beating the
call-
shit
they-
out of it.
Which I laughed when I was
Slapping my own
on
balls.
that shit. They were like, "Yeah, you might experience delayed ejaculation." I was like, "Delayed my ass." Because I remember one time, dude, it had been like days. I was like, "No, this shit's gonna happen." It was like 45 minutes, dude. My arm was cramping, my dick was chafed, and then when I finally came, it was like my dick just went. Bleh. But
Yeah.
it was something.
Yeah,
it was something.
It's not fun.
No,
It's not fun. But
no,
I've,
that's dude. I came off of like that's why I was like, "Nah, fuck this. I will not be on antidepressants." Like
yeah,
I refuse to lose that thing, and B, I'm a whore, so I'm not giving
Sure.
that side of my life up.
yeah.
You
Were you in Hawaii when at that
Yeah.
time? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
I'm not going to get STD. I'm not going to be able to get STDs with my dick not working. Come on, I'm in it to win it. Bitch.
Yeah, I told my wife. I was like, you're gonna have to, because I looked at like side effects and stuff. It's like suicidal thoughts. Like, not worried about that at all. I cannot imagine that I would ever kill myself. Like, because it's one of those things where for me,
Mhm.
I'm treading on thin ice when I say this, as far as pissing some people off, but whatever. It's like I don't feel this way about everyone that does that, but I feel this way about me. It's a coward's way out.
Okay.
For me, it is.
Right.
It's like I'm taking the easy way out.
Yeah. Well,
It's like I hate myself too much to kill myself.
right. Yeah. Well, you hate yourself, and you're too like the world needs me too much. You know, it's
Yeah,
like it's
sure,
like this mix.
sure.
It's like this mix of like pretension and self-loathing. I'm not giving myself that easy. of an
I
out.
deserve this
But-
shit that I'm
but
going
also,
through.
if I die, that's one less actual intelligent person in the world.
Yeah.
No, I would agree. I think as far as the suicide thing goes, I think it's a pretty defined line that doesn't get discussed much. I think you have a chunk of folks that's like, it is an easy way out. I was like, I'm miserable. It's
For sure.
it's gonna be really fucking hard, if not impossible, to get out of the situation I've put myself in.
Yeah.
So done. And so there's that aspect, and there's other sides when I think when you start mixing it with like certain types of mental illness and stuff like that, that literally like your brain doesn't process information if you're in a whatever
Sure.
kind of a phase that you're in, and there's no logic to the process. And then you also have people that realize, take Robin Williams for instance, that was like, yeah, I'm not letting everybody else suffer. I recognize the fact that I'm losing my shit.
Yeah.
So
Rich,
I'm out.
which he had Lewy body, so
right, and
it's
so
a
he had
form
like
of dementia.
some
yeah.
time of lucidity where
Yeah.
he can make the decision. So I
Yeah.
think those like the three, big categories,
Sure.
because most states don't have a right to or a death of dignity clause. There's only a few that do. And if you don't live with one, like I think Oregon is one, or Colorado is one, that if you have like a 6-month ballpark and it's you're for sure going to die, you can request doctor assisted suicide
Yeah.
and go out on your own terms, and
Should be allowed to do that.
it's
Why
illegal everywhere. So a lot of
Sure.
people realize they don't have that option. And
Yeah,
they
that's just
fucking-
ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't think you should have to have a 6-month, to live diagnosis. To me, it's like if you say, okay, I have Alzheimer's, like I've been diagnosed, I have this.
Yeah.
At any point during that time, I should be like, okay, I'm checking the fuck out. I'm not
Well,
down
I
for
think
this.
you should be able to doctor assisted whether you're sick or not. If you're just like, I just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're an adult,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like there
Or
need to be some
25,
things
the
that go
age to
into
rent a car.
Right, as soon as I turn 18, I'm fucking out, bitch. But I feel like that there should be some type of requirement. If there's not a disease involved,
Sure.
then there's a required like counseling period before you're allowed to
Okay,
make the
I'm fine with
decision.
that too. I'm fine with that too.
Because otherwise you're getting somebody that's like, well, shit, I lost my job at Arby's. Fuck this, I'm done.
Yeah.
And you're like,
There's plenty of young people that will do it just because they don't want to go to work that day. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
the
for
motivation,
sure.
it's become a point now that we're such a hyper diagnosed, hypersensitive society with mental illness and with all this shit is it's like, well, they were just struggling. Like to me, and it's our generation's fault and the one before, but we've raised some of the most emotionally fucking weak people that have ever
Sure.
existed. And people are like, well, it's the kids. I was like, motherfucker, who raised the kids?
Yeah.
It's like we did,
Sure.
so
Our
anyway.
parents suck.
Yeah. Our parents raised us to be a little bit bitches, or slightly more like sissy than
Yeah.
them. And then we just basically
Speaking of parents, while on vacation, and I haven't shared this yet.
Well,
I
I've
don't
talked
think.
to you. Well, also outside of this, I was just to make it known. We talked about before I left. They probably never talk after this.
Or at least for a while.
Yeah,
And we've barely texted
every
each other.
now and
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
If we think of something that only the other one will appreciate, that's
and
kind of
that's
what
been it.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
for
don't
the
know
most
shit
part.
about anything that you.
Yeah. So on vacation one day, I'm mixing up a batch of margaritas. Like my sister was like, "You have margaritas tonight? We're doing like tacos. Do some margaritas," which is interesting. They chose to do tacos on Monday and not Taco Tuesday, but whatever.
Okay. Mexican Monday.
Yeah, Mexican Monday. There you go. So I'm mixing up this big thing of and I've got a gallon of tequila and shit, and I'm making this big thing of margaritas. My dad goes, "What are you making?" I was like, "Margarita." And he goes, "Non-alcoholic margarita."
What?
Right? He's non-alcoholic margarita. Like he was asking,
Mhm.
and
That's a
cord just-
phone.
No, my phone's not doing anything. Anyway, he said non-alcoholic margarita. He was asking me, and I said, "Yeah, sure, non-alcoholic margarita."
Yeah.
And he goes, and he said, "Oh," and he goes, "I didn't know you drank alcohol."
What?
Is what he said. I know. And I said, "Where have you been for the past 3 vacations that
Yeah.
we've been on?" He goes, "I guess I just wasn't paying attention." And I
Wow.
was like, "I do." I said, "I'm not a drunkard, but I drink."
That's what I say. Well, I need you to go ahead and go to www.b3podcast.com.
Yeah. Yeah, that never came up actually, and I intended to bring it up, and there was never a good time
Really?
to bring it up.
Well, see, now that I'm off though, like in comparison, like if you're like, okay, you could be like, dude, it was all fucking Steven. Like it was a train.
I wouldn't do that.
No, but you could. It'd be
I
awesome.
know I
like,
could.
So watch this episode with me and be like, oh, that language is a little rough. Be like, yeah, I know. Now watch this one with Steven.
Yeah.
Like, oh, motherfucking goddamn piece of shit.
Yeah. So
So we got 2 people jumped on right during the
I
middle
know.
of
I know.
little
That was
cuss
funny.
speed.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
Okay.
That's what I told. I was telling like my brothers and my brother-in-law. I was like, "Dad said he didn't know I drank," and they're and every one of them looked at me like, "How?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, how? I don't understand it." But
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yep.
I
I have been drinking far less.
I'm sure.
Far
'Cause you have to be
less.
professional.
Yeah.
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 Well, you're also with a company that doesn't encourage drinking on the job.
Yeah, it's true.
So
It's true.
so anyway.
Although I did find out how our per diem works, I can buy alcohol with my company card
I can, depending on what it
as
is,
long as
how
it's
much it
within
is,
whatever.
for sure.
Who the fuck is that? Oh, Zane.
Yo, Steven, you back, man? What are you doing on there, man? Talking?
I didn't have anything better to do.
Yeah, right.
I'm moving. I'm moving soon, so this is we want to do
Yeah.
one more episode.
Yeah, you
together
want to do one more together,
which
for
will
sure.
be moving actually probably in the next 4 weeks.
Yep.
So
So
I'm gonna start my own podcast. I'm gonna make a new friend.
yeah, you should.
He's gonna go by Joseph.
You should. You should do that. You should totally do that.
I'm gonna start one with Jordan.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You will kill yourself. Got a matching tattoo with my siblings
Okay.
on vacation. I know. I saved that.
I have no respect.
I know.
for
I
you.
saved that.
What is it?
We all got our birth number.
Okay.
So I have a Roman numeral 2
So
on my
that's not
side.
matchy. It's just
Well, no,
the
I'm
same
sorry.
initial.
We got
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, consistent tattoos
Wow.
with each other. So
Okay. Yeah, okay.
the girls did the same thing.
Mhm.
All three of the guys, we all picked a different font and everything. Like
That is such a
Will got
redneck thing to do. Though.
tree on his arm.
Yeah.
Which is whatever the radio military radio call for 3 because he's number 3.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but that's what he said. But anyway, David got his on his ass.
Okay.
He has no tattoos.
Right.
So whatever. Anyway,
that's
new tattoo needles are a trip, man. These battery operated quiet things. Because it's been a long time. The last time I got a tattoo, it was those heavy, plug in things.
Right.
These new ones are, you can actually talk in a tattoo shop and hear each other now.
Yeah.
And virtually painless, which I didn't like.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. I think it depends probably where you get them, how heavy handed person is and all
Sure.
that shit. But
sure. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's some redneck shit, but awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
hey man, we're all
a
down
bit
here in
redneck.
Panama City. Let's all go get some matching motherfucking tattoos.
We were at Destin.
Yeah.
Not Panama City.
Well, Destin is the more affluent people's Panama City.
That's right. Panama City is not nearly as wild as it used to.
It
be.
was rough in the 90s.
Was crazy. Club La Vila. that was rough back in the 90s, man.
It's like, hey, what do you want to do? Let's go fucking a motel with the door open.
Yeah, for sure.
While people outside are doing fucking ass bongs. Yeah.
Yeah. But Florida was actually very tolerable because it was never got out of like the mid 90s, which was nice. But anyway.
Yeah. I did go. You'd been proud of me though. The last time, a couple weeks ago when I was down in Melbourne, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the beach because I was only staying like 5 miles.
Okay.
So I went out and I ate at a restaurant on the beach, which was, but actually,
what'd you eat?
Some seafood place that was.
But did you eat seafood?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was trash. But the place was more of a bar, like a bar and grill type of thing. But I'd read some reviews. So I was like, I kind of want seafood, but I want to go on the beach. And they were like, oh, this seafood's great. Like, no, it was fucking garbage. But I got out of the hotel for a change, went out and, did some shit.
The great thing about where we stay in Florida is the house comes with a golf cart. And so there's a bar 1 block up and just over to the left. And we go buy drinks. And the great thing about looking like you're an adult now is you can drive around in a golf cart and drink at the same time, which is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah. It's
pretty sweet. Because my son, the first time he got Matthew, because Gabe didn't end up going with us, he was like, are you sure you can drive this while you're drinking? And I was like, we're gonna find out. This is vacation, man. We're gonna find out. I told this story already alone, but you haven't heard it. At least I don't think you've heard it. So Olivia turned 21 and we all went out.
Yeah.
You were invited. You chose not to go.
Yeah.
At some point in the night, she and her friend were sitting over to the side. Kind of the night was winding down, and we were waiting on her friend's brother and my brother David to finish playing pool so we could leave. And these two guys walked up to a pinball machine, and they were talking. And at some point, me and David's girlfriend were kind of keeping an eye on it because it looked intense.
Right.
And Olivia looked like she was just straight shit talking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just massive running her mouth. We get ready to leave, and I got to take all of them home.
Right.
And Olivia says that she was talking to the guys. She goes, those guys were perfectly nice guys. I was just running my mouth for some reason. She said, I was running my mouth. Mm-hmm. And she said, and I said, my dad's here and he'll kill you. She says to these guys, and I go, hey, you can't be writing checks that I got to cash when we're out at a bar. You can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, my daughter threatens people with me.
Maybe it's good I didn't go.
Maybe it might be. I don't know. Yeah, well, she would have definitely threatened them with us. I don't know. It was this interesting situation at first.
You're being double teamed by 2 40-year-old men.
She said that one of those guys goes, we got a guy too. I'm like, what? Yeah, now you got me 3-on-1. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
Them's prison.
Yeah, really.
Prison odds.
So,
yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Call that a New England split roast.
Yeah. Jesus. I got to go to Sacramento in a few weeks.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping we might cross paths on the road at some point.
We're liable to.
Possibly.
Even
And
though I don't
are
usually
you
go
spending
Sacramento,
full
it's gonna
weeks
be-
in places, or are you spending a couple of days
So
here
far,
and
it
there?
has been. It's gonna some are
Okay.
going to be only like 2 or 3 days in. But a lot of times, like if I'm going to the West Coast, it'll be like, hey, there's some other shit that's pending,
Mhm.
and so this job might only be a day or two. But these guys are kind of been in line, so I'm going to go ahead and go
Yeah.
to a few places while I'm there just to
Sure.
save the
Okay.
time. But yeah, so far it's been about a week and a pop. But also, weirdly enough, I worked here in Knoxville for a week.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a job that came up here, so I was like, oh, that's so I got 1 week at home. I was like I said, I was working home office this week, but week before last, I had a week here in Knoxville, but we were working
Gotcha.
local, so
Gotcha.
it was pretty sweet.
So how's Amanda handling you being gone?
She's fine.
Okay.
It's still less travel than it was when I was doing all the lighting shit,
Mhm.
and so she's cool with it. But I think moving back to Huntsville, which is mainly why we're moving back to Huntsville, so she has like all of her friends and shit there, so
Sure.
she won't just be, by herself, new city, all that shit. So she'll have all of her friends and stuff while I'm gone. Plus, we're close up to my folks that so the kids will see them more, and then also with the pets and shit. She has people that can pet sit, so
Right.
she can come with me sometimes.
Yeah, I saw her request on
Yeah.
Facebook about that. So Eli, when's he going to?
2 weeks.
2 weeks from
Ships
now.
the fuck out on the 11th, I think.
I guess I need to get Olivia to carry him out
Yeah,
one
cool too.
weekend. She's gone this weekend, but maybe next
So
weekend.
whatever. But yeah,
Just carry him out for America next weekend.
right?
Yeah.
Just tell her to be careful because she can't get abortions now.
Well, I'm not worried about that. She has a new boyfriend now, actually.
Oh yeah.
He listens to our show, has done pretty consistently.
Huh.
She's known him for a couple of years, 3 or 4 years already. They've been friends for a while. They've been very much. She would kind of want to date him, but he was either with somebody else or not interested, and then it would flip back and forth. And they finally are on the same
It's
page.
a real will they won't they situation.
It's a real Jim and Pam. It's a real Jim and Pam. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, by the way, Jim made a stupid decision by not staying with Rashida Jones.
I disagree.
Do you?
I disagree.
Okay.
Shouldn't mix races like that. No, I'm just kidding.
God damn.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I just don't think. I mean, I think Rashida Jones is a perfectly good-looking woman. I just think Jenna Fisher's.
I meant in the show as far as the personalities and many together.
I still disagree.
Oh yeah.
I still disagree.
Okay.
On looks alone.
Fair. I'm just saying Pam was kind of a cunt.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So is Jim. Like they're both really shitty people overall.
Oh, I disagree with that too.
Really?
I don't
Okay.
think so. I think that they were pretty average people.
Oh yeah. But which is
Nah,
shitty people.
maybe. Anyway,
I'm not gonna pour you anymore.
I wasn't worried about it. I was trying to make sure I left more room in there if you did pour me.
Oh, very smart.
But so they're together, and he was here the other night and asked if he could talk to me and Krista, and so they're getting married. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, well, shit. How's that going for you?
No. He just said
Because he has to meet me, but whoever.
sure. I mean, he knows you.
Yeah.
Actually used you as an example in talking to him.
Okay.
Really, and it set in because as soon as I said, he was like, "Oh,
Yeah, because I mean, I already know that Olivia, I don't think would be against it, but if she's gonna get engaged, like I have to approve the dude too,
okay,
or not approve him, but
Yeah.
he has to talk to me.
yeah." Nice guy.
Okay.
I like him. I do.
Okay,
First boyfriend she's ever had that I actually like.
that's good. Why
But
don't you marry him?
because that's going to be gay, going to be illegal soon.
Right, they're just repealing more shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I went and bought another gun recently. No.
The world's going to fucking shit.
I'm
man.
telling you. But
Jesus.
we sat down and he just said, "Look, I didn't get the opportunity before we kind of made things official, but I wanted to talk to you guys and see what you guys thought and whatever." And because he respects our opinion. And we told him straight up what we thought. And I said, I do like you. I said, Olivia knows this. I do like you. I think you're a good guy. You got a job, which is a positive thing. Who is this? Oh, fuck you. I said, you got a job, you're a good guy, and I do think if you're out somewhere, you would do whatever you could to keep her safe. And that is the thing. I said, but you need to know this. I said, take my wife out of the situation. That is my favorite person in the entire world. And I said, I love all the kids the same.
No, you don't.
But she is my favorite person in the entire world. I said, more favorite than Steven.
Yeah.
And that's when I said that to him. That's when he went like, oh. All right, like he realized the seriousness of the matter.
I was gonna say though, but I mean, outside of that, you're by far nowhere on my list. Of
I understand that.
I understand
that.
But it drives the point.
It's a different type of favorite.
I know.
Yeah, you're my favorite because you're the only one that can tolerate me.
Yeah. And I quit.
Yeah, twice. Speaking of tolerate, this medicine has my road rage has gotten better.
Well, yeah, because it's a depressant.
Well, no, I should say, mentally the road rage is there. The reaction is changed. I know it's just like whatever.
Yeah,
somebody pulled out in front of me today, and I went, "What are you doing?" That was my reaction.
I was on my way back from Fayetteville today, like going through Chattanooga, beating the shit out of the fucking steering wheel, like, you stupid motherfucker. God damn it. Yeah, the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my wife said I seem like I'm not in my head.
Yeah.
She said you don't seem like your head's going a mile a minute.
Yeah.
Now, I'm like, it is. I don't care. Like I don't care that it's going a mile a minute.
Yeah.
So anyway,
did you
go ahead.
I don't remember what I was going to fucking say. I was going to ask you about. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. I don't remember. All I know is this whiskey's fucking tasty.
It's very good.
And so I haven't watched a single episode since granted, I didn't watch or listen to a single episode
right
outside like the first 10. You know, when we started. After that, I was like,
sure.
I just listened enough to make them sound good.
Yep.
And then fucking spit it out. And that's when half the time you're like, hey, you missed this. I'm like, shit. I had to go back and fix it. But
yeah.
But anyway, so I haven't listened to a goddamn thing that you've done since I left. I mean, I've popped it a couple times to make sure it didn't sound like shit.
Sure.
Part of me hopes it did, or hope it did. So I could be like, oh, you can't do it. Oh, but
that's funny.
But the first time I logged in, I was like, well, shit, it actually sounds pretty good. But so
oh god,
struggles. You know, I know you've had some struggles on the back end, but all in all, it sounded really good. But how has it been doing the solo episodes?
So that's what I actually wanted to say. One, I missed the opportunity when you were here your last show with Dumbass Dudes, because I should have said to you, I am going to miss doing this with you. I should have said that. No, I should have. It is hard as fuck to talk by yourself without having somebody to bounce it off of. And now it doesn't help that the last 3 weeks have been on vacation. So, I didn't do a live show, and on vacation I did one episode with Will, and then Jessica wanted to do an episode. So that made it a little easier. And then
they had to have both enjoyed that more without me on it. Will for sure.
Will
Maybe
enjoys
Jessica.
the show overall without you.
Yeah,
on
well,
it.
I'm sure.
He said you feel fake.
Really?
He said you feel fake, and I was like, your radar is off.
Interesting.
Yes.
Fake as in I'm interested for just that I'm putting on a big performance for the show.
Well, that, but like you don't have anything. Oh, I can't remember the words he used. He was also high when he said it.
Doesn't bother me. I'm interested.
No, I understand that. But yeah, he said it was something along the lines of you just don't feel like you've got anything worth talking about.
Okay.
Kind of. I mean, but neither of us do.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah. All right.
But anyway.
some very surface value or very.
I guess
surface
so.
level,
I guess.
Okay.
I guess maybe. But he likes you. He just didn't like you on the show.
That's fine.
Yeah, but so
I would assume both of them, like both siblings, because me and Jessica have always got along really well. I just have never been her favorite person.
For sure.
which is
she's not your favorite person either. So.
Most people are.
Sure.
I'm not almost anyone's favorite person, save Amanda, and somewhere in the vicinity, you and I, in this universe, that us are each other's favorite people, but we're people that we know are there.
Sure, for sure. Yeah. So I did an episode. Will did an episode with Jessica, and then last weekend, because of the air conditioner bullshit, I took the opportunity to recycle the something for the weekend episode that I did with the guys, just to put it out there so people could hear it that wouldn't normally. Speaking of, Andre and his wife Roxanne are going to be on here with me next week, for anyone watching or listening. So that'll be interesting. She requested my wife come on, and have U.S. husband wife, UK husband wife, and
how sweet.
And my wife said no. Yes, and I did. I told her, I was like, I have a message from Roxanne, and this is what it says. She said, tell her thanks, but no thanks. She's getting closer and closer to coming on here, though.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't like when I talk about entertainment news that I don't have all of the information.
Right.
And she said, and interestingly enough, she has started listening to the show.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah. So anyway,
well, again, like, and we've talked about it, and I'm not even necessarily saying with the show specifically, but in general, people either really, really fucking like me or they really don't. I'm a very abrasive motherfucker at first.
Yeah.
And then, but people, like, I don't know many people, they're like, oh, you're just okay.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, oh, dude, I love you so much. You're so great. Or they're like, fuck you, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's no in between. So
I've been told that that's what people think about me, but I don't see it from people.
Yeah. I see it. Like, a guy that I played, that played bass with me in Hawaii.
I remember you telling me about this.
And I might have said it on the show. I don't know.
I don't remember.
But he said the first time that he came, I was playing a show there. And he was in the audience. He saw me play. The first thing he said was, fuck that pretentious douchebag. I would never be friends with a piece of shit like him.
Right.
And then now he's like, I love you so much. And he'll text me, be like, I miss you. And I'm like, I miss you too. But,
that's funny.
End up like as much of a close or much of a friend as I have in my life, but,
sure.
But he was one, he was like, if you were just generally less abrasive, you'd probably have more friends. Like, I don't want more fucking friends.
Right. That's
like,
my thing.
Like, the people that want to be my friend, they push through.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because you know me, I'm abrasive as fuck.
Sure.
Even face to face with you, but you know me well enough, whatever. But I'm also loyal as shit. Like,
for sure.
If you get anywhere in a pocket with me, we're good. But I'm still a fucking dick.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
so back to your question. It's hard to talk by yourself because you don't get no response from anybody. So you're just. I have learned no one should do a podcast by themselves except Bill Burr because he's fucking good at it. I don't know how he does it, but he does, and he carries it for an hour.
Well, if you had like,
I'm good if I get 30 minutes.
You got to get a teleprompter.
No, because that's not how I worked. I'm not doing a script. That's not how I work.
Well,
I need to really just be able to riff, but I need the response. I think most people do need the response back from someone. So, well, I don't know.
You should write your own responses back to you. Just have a script.
This abortion law is fucking crazy. I know.
No. You write the script. You put the opposite, the banter who you're playing off of, in one of the fucking shitty ass robot with a voice to text.
Oh, I see.
And you punch him in. You get a stream deck or something you could pull up sounds.
Sure.
Or your iPad, and you read it and you just fucking have your responses back.
I see. No thanks.
It would be more exciting than what the fuck you're doing
you're
now.
You're absolutely fucking right about that. Because I'm telling you, the first time I did it alone, like, I got about 30 minutes in and I was like, all right, that's all I got. Like, I mean, the shows are for sure much shorter because,
which is probably good overall.
Well, probably, but it's because there's half the talking and none of the interrupting. So that's the thing. So that's
which is funny. I figured it would balance out with how long your goddamn stories are.
Nope.
So that's crazy.
No, I've learned that we interrupt each other is what makes the show last 2 hours.
this
is the
true.
Interrupting.
This
yes.
is true.
We each talk roughly 30 minutes, but we interrupt to jointly an hour's worth of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
and you probably don't take break.
I don't take a break.
That was my original question. Like, I was going to say, do you take a break when you record by yourself?
No.
So back fucking 30 minutes ago.
Right.
That was my question that I couldn't remember.
Yeah, there you go. But no, I don't take a break when
I didn't figure you would.
No.
I will say I'm smoking way less while I'm on the job because I can't smoke
Interesting.
where I'm not supposed to smoke, like on the job site or during the day while I'm working.
Sure.
So, but what I find is I'm smoking less, but I'm chain smoking more. So even though I'm less than a pack a day now,
Sure.
well, not when I'm home, but when I'm out on the road, less than a pack a day. But that entire like half to 3/4 of a pack are done in the morning and at night. So just
Oh, I see.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm smoking 20 cigarettes in a pack. You know, sit and smoke fucking 8 cigarettes in the morning or at night when I get back. Maybe 1 or 2 in the morning, and then I'll smoke like fucking 10 to 12 like in the course of like 4 hours when I get back.
Yeah. I've started dipping when I travel just so I can get nicotine on the plane.
I got the those well, you saw 'em. I took them with me to
mhm.
whatever, those nicotine pouches, and they're pretty fucking fantastic on planes. I've gotten where I'll throw those in during the workday for sure, but so I'm not consuming less nicotine. I'm just smoking less.
Sure.
I found a company that makes 12 milligram nicotine pouches. I'm so fucking
Yeah,
excited.
I don't need that. I may try the nicotine pouches and see.
They're
when I
good
go to
because they're
Fort Worth.
flavored better and they smell like the mint ones smell kind of like
Yeah,
fucking
but see,
mint.
I like the taste of the wintergreen
Oh,
like
see,
dip.
I bought a pack of those nicotine pouches not long ago. And since I was younger, my brain has always fucking swapped spearmint and wintergreen.
Oh,
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Jesus.
But it's one of those things. Even now, like they flip flop in my brain all the time. So anyway, but I hate wintergreen like dip because that's the first time I ever tried dip was wintergreen. Shit made me sick as fuck.
Oh,
And I can still like in the past when I have dipped, I can get through it. But anyway, I put it in my brain, but my brain was like, oh, it was wintergreen nicotine pouches, and my brain was like, oh, spearmint, sweet, or that spearmint flavor. So it's like minty, but not like a more earthy mint. And I was like, okay, cool. I put that motherfucker in my mouth and was like,
the only thing I can think that would be worse than that, as far as a dip goes, would be a cinnamon dip, like Big Red.
the cinnamon.
I don't like cinnamon stuff.
Right, but if you're drinking like coffee, the cinnamon's not bad. With anything else, it's fucking trash because it's cinnamon. But cinnamon and coffee go pretty well together, you know.
Gotcha.
But yeah, dude, I put that wintergreen in, and it was immediately like I was on a plane.
Wait a minute, I thought you said you bought spearmint thinking it was wintergreen. You bought wintergreen thinking spearmint.
But nobody makes spearmint flavored fucking dip shit. Nobody does.
Right.
But it's because my grandfather, I can tell you where it was, my racist grandfather, Doodah, as all the kids called him, he either had the Wrigley spearmint or he had wintergreen. Those are the two types of gums he had, and the colors were very similar.
Yes.
And if you ask him for a piece of gum, you never knew what the fuck you were going to get. And so my brain tied the two goddamn things together because it didn't matter if I asked for wintergreen, I'd get a spearmint if that's what the fuck he had. He never corrected me.
Yeah.
Or if I wanted,
he just gave you whatever.
He just gave me whatever. And so they're fucking overlapped forever. It's like emotional trauma from my childhood.
That's funny. Oh my!
That's why I can't eat fucking tomatoes because my goddamn grandmother fucked me up.
Oh God. Okay. Well, let's take a break.
Yeah, does it feel good to go a little longer?
It just feels good to catch up with you.
Stamina?
Honestly, it just feels good to catch up with you. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. It feels good to catch up with you.
Yeah.
But we'll come back. There's a couple things I think we're going to talk about.
Roe versus Wade, bitch.
Yeah.
I fought the urge so hard not to get into it with my parents this weekend.
Yeah, I'm just trying to lay low on it,
but
because I don't want to. I just don't want to deal with it.
See, this is one that I want to deal with a little bit. Not
Okay.
deal with, like I have enough solid ammunition in my brain hole for not. I'm not saying I'm super educated and could debate this with like a really intelligent person, but with most of my family and they're like, I want to fight with the religious people on this shit a little bit.
That's what I've tried to lay low from because I see a lot of people that I am friends with that are religious.
So I've
PTL.
I talked my dad a little bit today and I just asked him, but then we got off on a different tangent and I didn't dig in. I just wanted his opinion on it. But like mom didn't mention it because she knew better. And I didn't, and my sister wasn't there, or else we would have probably gotten the fuck into it today. But
dude, me and Will got into it on vacation over the N-word.
Oh shit.
Now he didn't say it, but
right.
But he compared it to something else. I was like, nah, you're wrong.
No, it's not.
Yeah. And he was like, it's really no different. I was like, look, I can agree with this, that if you are a white person and you have a black friend, singular or plural, and they're like, look, when we're hanging out, if you say that with an A to me in passing or jokingly or whatever, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Then fine. That's between you and them and whatever. But it's not the same as what you're talking
Right.
about, what he was talking about. And I don't even remember what he was
Yeah.
talking about. And he was like, yeah, it really is. I was like, no, it's not. I said, it's the one word in the English language that everyone calls by its first letter.
Yeah.
That's it. I said, and I was heated when he kept on and kept on. And I was heated. I was standing up and leaning over the table and like doing this on the table when I was talking to him. And I was like, we don't do it with fuck or cunt or goddamn or anything else. I said, but the N word is called the N word,
right,
for a reason.
Yeah.
And then Jessica goes, can we continue this conversation some other time? Because all the little kids, I'm talking like 2, 6, were running around when I said,
this little fucking bitch knows what I'm saying.
Yeah. I said they were all running around at the same time. I did teach my niece to say, fuck your bitch and the click you claim. Actually, I told her forget your girl and the click you claim. But yeah, fuck your bitch and the click you claim. Anyway,
Nice.
Abortion talk when we come back.
Ooh.
All right.
How's it feel to say we're back?
I didn't.
I know, but you thought it.
And I'm back. My guest tonight, if you're just joining us. Oh, hold on. Feel the time. I just left my glass over here.
Oh, God damn it. I guess now I know what it's like to be you. All alone, talking in a microphone.
Right.
Not entertaining anyone.
That's for fucking sure.
The funny thing is, to me, the listenership and downloads has not changed.
Not it's down over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like it's down a little bit.
Like, honestly, I'm glad it's continuing. And I'm glad it's going pretty well, but there's a little part of me that was like, I hope the fucking shit just tanks.
And you know, I what? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not, you're doing it on your own. Like, I'm just a guest, man.
Hello, Steven. Your wife told me to troll you, but I think you are a funny guy, so I won't. But when you get home, tell her you got trolled, okay?
I'm pretty sure that Zane doesn't talk to my wife.
Probably not.
Unless he talked to Eli, and then Eli talked to Amanda. But.
Right. But anyway, yeah, so let's see. I need to double check something real quick. There we go. I had something I was fixing to say, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. You're saying you kind of hoped that it tanked. You know, a little part of you hoped that it tanked.
Yeah.
And a little part of me, and I'm not holding on to hope, but a little part of me hopes that as your travel, Mom told me to troll you. Duke Silver, that's Eli.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. A little part of me hopes that as you travel, you get more used to travel, that you decide to do it remotely a little bit here.
Yeah.
Here, you know, I don't know, a couple times a month or once a
maybe.
month or something. We'll see.
Maybe.
But regardless, that's the main reason I haven't changed the name. Honestly, changed the logo, but I haven't changed the name just in case.
Yeah,
because that's gonna be that'd be hard to do. No, I don't think I will now. Anyway,
the no Steven 3F.
yeah. Oh Jesus. So Roe v. Wade.
Speaking of Jesus.
Yeah, speaking of Jesus, he had a big victory this week.
Yeah. He's had a big week.
He has had a big week. He's really showing his ass this week. Good Lord. I mean, had gun law struck down in New York and Roe v. Wade reversed and power given to the states where it fucking should be.
Right. Giving everybody that sweet, sweet milk.
Yeah. I don't have so here's my stance. I don't have a problem with the states having power. I have a problem with the states outlawing abortion.
Yeah.
That's where my problem is.
Well, and you know, it's funny. I was talking to I floated to my dad earlier just because my dad is weirdly open-minded with certain shit. I mean, he doesn't think
that's because he doesn't know what to think anymore.
Right. But he's always, if you can talk to him about it, depending on who he's talking to, he tends to be a little more open-minded. My mom, not so much. And didn't talk about it with my mom at all. The whole Roe v. Wade shit.
You didn't talk to her about it.
No.
Okay.
Floated to my dad though, and just to get his general opinion on it. And it's actually was different than I expected it to be.
Yep.
Not really different, but kind of.
Okay.
But regardless of all that shit, I was just like, I was thinking about it. He was like, I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad, or the implications of it are not going to be as bad as what they are saying it'll be. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
Depends on what you consider bad.
Right. Because like Texas is already saying some pretty fucked up shit about what they're gonna do. Well, of course, they already tried to push that shit, making it a felony, and basically, I don't know, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And I don't get very political about shit most of the time, but dude, I think it's a train wreck. It's gonna get fucking ugly. I think long term, maybe
You
not
think
now.
so?
Oh yeah. I mean, I again, it depends on how much. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is a war against women." And I don't think it is. I think it's a huge desire for theocracy for the Christian right. So, and granted, a lot of that putting women in second class comes along with that.
Sure.
But that's not the primary focus. They think that that's what God wants. And so that's what they're trying to enact. God hates abortion. So we have to have abortion laws. It's a really it's basing law on Christianity. It's basically what it boils down to. So I don't think it's necessarily within mind thinking, oh, we're gonna fuck women over. We're gonna do this as much as like we're gonna fuck over unbelievers. We're gonna make people do what Christians should do.
I get what you're saying, and it makes sense. I think that the Christians, anyway, in politics and not in politics,
right,
really have a problem with sex outside of marriage
and women in authority.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But I think the abortion thing is sex outside of marriage, because if you're married, you're less likely to have an abortion if you get pregnant. And you can't outlaw sex.
Right.
And even if you did make it illegal, you couldn't regulate it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have in the past.
Well, not really. You can't keep people from having sex.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, there have been certain laws, and then like public shunning and whatever else over the past, like where you could basically get arrested and charged with felony for infidelity and all kinds of shit like that.
But I think that the abortion thing is because you can't outlaw sex, and because most of your Christian right don't like abortion, but they also don't like the morning after pill.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, if you don't like abortion, the morning after pill is the perfect choice.
Yeah.
Because it's not an abortion
but
pill.
They're pushing to ban that in certain places.
They are. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I think it's about sex.
Yeah.
From the Christian side of things. Because, the morning after pill, if conception has happened, the morning after pill does nothing.
Right.
It only works if there's no conception yet.
Right.
And conception could take, in some cases, 72 hours.
Right.
So that's the thing. I'm like if you're a Christian and you truly hate abortion, you should be so pro the morning after pill.
Yeah.
That you should be the biggest proponent.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. It comes down to Christianity, because that morality of no sex outside of marriage all comes within the confines of that. What's what God wants. And and this is across the board. What's always killed me is like, well, God's in control, and God, like, Holy Spirit will open their eyes and they'll find Jesus. But God damn it, we better put some laws in place so these heathens don't take down our society. But God's not big enough to do that. We need laws to handle that part.
Yeah.
But
I said to my mom recently, which she agreed with me surprisingly. I said, look, people believe that God put Trump in office, then you also got to believe if he's in control that he put Biden in office as well.
Yep.
And she was like, no, I agree with that. You have to, if God's the one putting people in office, then he's the one doing it.
No, Satan put him in office because he deceived the hearts of the many.
God. Oh my God.
But I don't, but again, I feel like it's more of, and indirectly, yes, it affects women more than men, because Christianity has traditionally, at least in the last several hundred years, been based on a patriarchal, whatever. And so I get that. But, oh, dude, it's so much horse shit. But it also opens the door for same-sex marriage, for countless other things that were deemed as constitutional rights to be fucking revoked as well.
Sure. I'm interested to see if they go after the Loving v. Virginia situation.
I think there's a lot of shit that they're gonna go after.
Could.
And I just think it's a train wreck. And like, I made a joke the other day about, say hello to the impending theocracy type of shit. But I don't know, man. It's I hate it. And we've talked about this. So, and I tried to have this conversation with my mom prior to all this stuff. I was like, take morality, take Jesus, take Christianity, take all that off the fucking table.
Yep.
Right. And think of this practically.
Well, you can't do that because he's there.
Exactly. But I was like, if you think about it like this, so people since the beginning of time have found ways to kill babies they don't want.
Yeah.
Period. And so I was like, so if your grandkid, if your daughter, like if my daughter got fucking pregnant at 17 years old,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of my opinion on it and what I would encourage her to do, irrelevant. If she decided she wanted to get an abortion or have an abortion or not keep that baby, regardless of any opinion that anybody else said, if that's what she decided to do, I would rather her have a sanitary, clean, safe place to go than try some weird fucking back alley shit or mixing some fucking herbs or what the fuck ever else that are guaranteed to fucking kill your baby. Because people are desperate. If they're gonna find a way to try to kill that fucking baby one way or the other. And regardless, I always like that. Was it Bill Burr? No, it was Louis C.K. that had the whole bit on murder or killing babies. He was like, I don't care how you look at it, it's murder. He's like, if you're okay with murder, great.
Yeah.
He's like, but don't try to act like it's not.
Yeah. No, I think it was Bill Burr.
No, it was Louis C.K.
Well, I just remember Bill Burr had a bit along those lines, and his thing was like, if you put a cake in the oven and it's got to be in there for an hour, and you take it out at 25 minutes, you still killed the cake, even though it's not. It's still a cake.
I mean, again, call it what it is. I don't give a shit about that. But I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna not keep a baby, like or a fetus, what the fuck ever, I would rather you have a safe and clean place to live, because my concern more than anything is for my daughter's health and well-being. And so that's what it comes down to me, is access to that shit. And there's a whole slew of other things. Like, so, okay, are you going to cause that, make that 13-year-old girl that got raped by her fucking uncle to carry that fucking baby to term and then raise that fucking baby that is her dad's even?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Right.
And
well, no, they're not making them raise it. They're just making them give birth.
Well, that's the other thing. I find that the conservative Christian
every
right
life is precious
unless
you're an adult.
Right. Well, every life is precious until they're born.
Well, sure.
And then it's like, oh, then fuck that woman that needs welfare.
Yeah.
She better get a fucking job.
Right.
Or fuck that lady whose husband died and didn't have life insurance and she didn't know.
Yeah.
And now she got fucking knocked up, because people seem to think that like sex is just this thing that, it's no big deal. Like, it's a biological need and urge for people. And why do you think that fucking half the people that are quote unquote celibate rape fucking kids?
Yeah. Because
it's an inherent biological thing to do, and it comes out in one way or another.
You mean priests and pastors?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If you think about how much, and not necessarily that you know personally, but that you've seen how much fucking infidelity is in the church at any given time.
Yeah.
A lot,
for sure.
How many big mega church pastors do you think have paid for abortions?
Oh, probably
a lot. I'm
sure a lot of them. Yeah.
And that's the shit that pisses me off. The guys that push the hardest against this shit are the ones that are doing it the most.
Oh, it's always been that way.
Yeah,
I mean, you get plenty of conservatives that are anti-gay marriage that get caught in bathroom stalls blowing dudes.
Yeah. But I do think, though, again, I don't feel like consciously, what I was getting back to, I don't feel like it's consciously an attack against women.
No.
It's an attack against perceived worldliness and unholiness. But it is inadvertently 100% attack against women, because also in the Christian church, traditionally, they don't like women in places of power or authority or anything outside of the home. And again, a woman's value traditionally in Christianity is based on her virtue and based on her virginity. That's her value. So it's like, you better stay pure until you're married, but after you're married, you better be a fucking hoe. And from it's this whole fucked up puritanical shit. But I don't know, man. I'm anxious to see how this plays out long term. I think it's going to be more of a shit show than people realize.
So let me get your opinion on something.
Okay.
How do you feel about mandatory vasectomies?
I could get behind it situationally.
Okay. What situations?
Mandatory vasectomies for if you're a sexual criminal.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I'm more, as far as that goes, then I'm just for chemical castration.
Well, I'm for murder for that shit. Fucking
kill
those bastards.
Whatever. I'm fine with that.
But I guess if you have...
Let me just think. Once you go through puberty as a guy and your hormones are raging, you're going to have sex with any girl that will have sex with you.
They're the gatekeeper.
That for sure
Yeah.
they are. And what if you just gave every guy a vasectomy, and then when he gets married or settles down with somebody, he decides he wants to have a kid, he gets it reversed, and the government pays for both the vasectomy and the reversal.
My body, my choice, bro.
Yeah,
it's the same.
that's what yeah.
No, I don't think so. Like I feel like it would be more, and again, there's no way to just, but more valuable or more. It would make more sense if you have a dude that's just fucking got baby mamas all over the goddamn place and isn't supporting any of them. It's like, okay, that's enough. We're neutering your ass. You know, that's.
I mean, I don't know, because for me, it's like there is no pregnancy. There's no abortion without pregnancy. There's no pregnancy without a there's no pregnancy without a willing penis.
Yeah.
There's plenty of pregnancy without a willing vagina.
Yes.
That's rape. I mean, but there is no pregnancy without a willing penis.
Right. Unwanted. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's my thing. Is I'm not saying that I'm pro mandatory vasectomies. I'm just saying
but that
like,
would curb that. But then, but the argument's gonna be, well, then you're taking away God's given right. That's just, you know, it comes down, like you said, it's the within wedlock. That whole fucking bullshit.
That's why I think that they're just anti the premarital sex.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
That's that's
well,
all
they're anti women having premarital sex. They're really not anti dudes having premarital sex, really.
I think they're anti men and women having it, but they can definitely turn a blind eye to the men quicker than the women.
Well, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff, and this is why a lot of sexual assault and all this shit happens in the church and other places, because there's a lot of, well, boys will be boys. We're more physically sexual beings, and so we have a harder time controlling those urges than women do. There's all that fucking bullshit that they used to justify.
I mean, guys do definitely have a hard time controlling the urges. That's no excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's that we have a hard time controlling the urges any more than women do. It's just societally, one has always been deemed more appropriate than the other.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure scientifically that the hormone
at different
stuff
ages
is at different ages, but it's significantly more psychologically effective on men than women.
Well, I think
it's not, and it's that right. To me that's why women are better than men.
Well, I think that's where a lot of the bullshit Christian stuff comes from, because guys tend to be more visually stimulated, right?
For sure.
So it's like women, it's on you to dress, you know, modestly. So men, like, no,
I see my dick, I gotta jerk it.
Yeah, no, it's like, well, the whole thing is like, dude, when I was 15 years old, I could see a girl wearing a fucking parka. If I could see her eyes and her eyes looked hot, fucking spank bank right there.
For
Don't
sure.
give a shit what you're wearing. And so they try to push it off like it's.
Dude, I've jerked off to the JCPenney lingerie section so many times growing up.
I've jerked.
You remember JCPenney had what they called the big book?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Parents weren't home. You just flip through.
But it didn't even have to be the lingerie section. It could be like, oh,
maybe you're walking through Walmart and you just pull a little tag off some of the clothes in there and you take it home with you.
Anyway, regardless, there's all kinds of excuses why it's okay for dudes, but not for.
I mean, I mean, mixed company swim. Mixed company swimming. Women have to wear a shirt. The girls had to wear shirts, but guys didn't,
which is fucking stupid.
Fucking
ridiculous. But the funny thing is, because a lot of times it's acted like women are not visually stimulated at all, which is entirely not true.
Yeah,
and some more than others. Some, like females, have a higher testosterone level, and I'm not saying like to the level of dudes, but they're very visually stimulated.
Sure,
you know, and sexuality is a normal thing. Like, it's the whole thing with a lot of the Christian right, or just Christianity in general, that kills me is almost the full amount of denial towards healthy human sexuality, right? As opposed to just acknowledging the fact that we're sexual beings and that's the shit that we want to do. It's like, oh no, but yeah, we're inherently sexual. That's how you're created, but it's bad.
Sure.
Don't fucking do it. You know, it's like saying we're made to like breathing is awesome. Don't you fucking breathe before you're, you know, whatever. It's like, no. Like, you get a boner just like you breathe. You can't control that shit. It just fucking happens.
For sure.
And you don't think some, you know, lady gets her little, you know, lady sweat or lady slit all wet just because she wants. No, shit just happens.
Yeah.
She's going to be looking at something and be like, oh shit, poo, time to go.
Yeah.
It's how we do.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people get pregnant over Thor, Love and Thunder. Some of the guys are going to be in there looking at what's her name, and women are going to be in there looking at Keira Knight. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Who
His
are we
piercing-
kidding? Who are we
his-
kidding? Guys and
his-
guys
I would
and
say his piercing,
ladies and dudes are going to be looking
his,
at Hemsworth.
his piercing blue eyes. My
Yeah.
butthole's gonna be wet.
That is a hot dude. That's a good looking dude.
He's not Ryan
Anyway.
Reynolds level.
It's a different good looking.
It is.
It's a
It
very
is.
different good
It's a
looking.
hot versus a. I don't know. I don't even know how to put it.
It's unrealistic, and Ryan Reynolds is an everyman.
It's like a girl next door versus a model.
Yes.
Both very hot in their own right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
Ryan Reynolds
the
is the girl next door, the
the-
kinky
yeah,
ass
the-
girl
the-
next
the-
door.
The swimsuit cover models this year. You have a old woman, Elon Musk's mom. You have an overweight woman on the cover of one of them, and then you have Kim Kardashian and a couple other people.
And none of them are Kathy Ireland.
No, no, or Cindy Crawford.
See, I never got into Cindy Crawford.
She was
back in
good
the day.
looking though. Have you seen her? Yeah,
No.
I'm getting into something.
No, but Cindy Crawford was a pretty lady back in the day. The mole
Still is for her.
The
for
mole
her.
always bothered me. I
It-
couldn't get into it.
People used to call it a beauty mark, and like it doesn't make her look better.
No,
You can take it away. She's.
It's a cancer.
I
mark.
promise you. Yeah, I promise you, if you take that mall off, people will still fuck her.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well, the whole thing is like, okay, beauty mark, sure. When she's fucking 60, that shit's gonna have fucking whiskers and shit coming out of it. It's gonna be the size of her cheekbone. Nah, fuck that.
well,
Fuck that mole.
She still looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But
If it was
anyway.
flesh toned, fine. But that big brown motherfucker, nah. No, I always thought Kathy Ireland was the shit though.
She was
Or,
good
yeah.
looking, but you know what's interesting is like she was nude when she was like 15 years old in a movie. I can't remember what movie it was, but she was like
I had
topless. Or
no
whatever.
idea.
And up until recently, I didn't realize that there's a lot of movies with like 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old girls topless in these movies when they were young because like people were just okay with it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
think
I
too,
don't-
and people just didn't check. They're like, oh yeah, sure.
No, because parents were there and okayed it.
Yeah.
Well, hell, what was it? American, what's the movie with Kevin Spacey?
American Beauty.
American Beauty. That chick that takes her shirt off in the window.
Mhm.
She was 16 when they filmed that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
16. Parents signed up. She said, I'm okay with it. And her parents said, well, if she's okay with it, okay. And signed it away. I'm
Yeah.
like, you fucking
Is it Amanda
insane.
Seyfried?
No,
Was that her?
it's
That was
not.
the-
It's somebody that I
they
don't
look
know.
similar in the.
No, it's not. It's not her. I can't
Oh, I
remember
never
who
mind.
it is.
I was thinking
but
the
yes.
flower person. Anyway,
No,
never mind.
That
Yeah, yeah.
that's Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah.
No,
Never-
it's not Amanda
It's not.
Seyfried.
But they're whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, but it's not her. No, but she was 16 years old, and her parents were like, "Yeah, okay,
That's about the age of Kevin Spacey's boyfriend in that movie.
that's probably true. That's probably true." Oh Jesus.
Anyway, it's a shit show, and I feel like that. I feel like this is a big hit for us as a nation to start going downhill.
You think so?
We've been going downhill.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Oh no! This is just
Okay.
like another huge. I feel like it's a huge milestone in that process.
Yeah, we started going downhill about 14 years ago when we elected Barack Obama.
Ever since Reagan didn't win re-election.
Yeah.
Did he even go for re-election? I have no
He
idea.
did. He served 2 terms.
Okay, I don't fucking.
Yeah, he
I don't
served 2
remember. I
terms.
don't-
Yeah.
You know how much I care about any
I
of
know,
that shit.
Yes. The best 2 terms this country's history.
I was kind of a Lyndon B. Johnson man myself.
All right, so something else that's semi recently in the news, and I don't know that you and I ever discussed.
Probably not.
The I think her name's Leah something, but the transgender swimmer.
Okay.
You know anything about this?
No.
All right. There was a guy
Mhm.
who was a swimmer, collegiate. I think it's for Penn State, maybe. Transitioned to a woman,
Mhm.
swimming women, beating the shit out of women
course.
in the swimming pool. Number 1 in the country, setting collegiate records.
Yeah.
When that person was swimming as a male,
Mhm.
ranked 468.
Yeah.
Started swimming as a woman, ranked number 1.
Right, of course.
So I wanted to get your thoughts.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's my opinion because we've.
But
talked
should
about
they
this.
allow that though? Is the thing.
Here's what I was about to say. It goes
Okay.
back to what we had this kind of argument / discussion.
Yeah.
If you're going to go this route, just take off all gender out of sports and be like, okay, it's swimming. Everybody swims. So
men, women, it doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. It's all just okay. Here's the fucking Olympics swimming. Go.
See, I
No, because here's the thing. Either people that have transitioned or men are going to dominate all of it, and you'll never see a biological woman win anything ever again.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. you're unlikely to.
Very. I mean, even I think it was Serena Williams
Unless they're like
said
knitting or something. I'm just kidding.
or cooking.
Top chef. Fucking
Yeah.
women will take that shit.
No, not chef. They're
Oh,
cooks, but not
excuse me.
chefs. No.
Rachel Ray Bake Off.
Bed making, abortion having. No. I think it was even Serena Williams that said one time, she was like, no, if I couldn't beat the top 100 men in tennis.
Yeah.
And that's
And
just
she is a stellar athlete.
stellar athlete.
Let me put this: most top tier women athletes could crush me in
Oh,
anything
for sure.
because they're legitimately
Yeah.
stellar athletes. Like,
Yes,
I'm not
for
taking that
sure.
away at all.
Well, who is it? Was it Chappelle? Who is it? He says, like, then fine, let LeBron put a skirt on and he's going to score 500 points a game in the WNBA.
Right.
I mean, it's not, men are not better than women, but men are built differently.
Yeah,
Physiologically
Right.
and biologically, they're built differently.
Right.
It's neither are better or worse unless it comes to sports. Then one's better. But no, I just wonder what your thoughts.
Honestly, that's 100% true.
It
When
is.
it comes to sports. And again, there are always exceptions to the rule, always. But as a whole,
For sure.
a biological, and I'm
Yes,
talking
Billie Jean King did beat what's his name in tennis that time
Right.
back in the 70s or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
But as a whole, and it's just because of muscle mass, it's because of whatever. But the argument starts coming into if, and I don't want to get into all this shit, but if a trans woman is actually going to be considered a woman, not whether they're allowed to sports, because that's what it comes down to, right? So, like, if you've transitioned to a woman, are you actually a woman or not? If you're not a woman, then you can't compete in women's sports. If you are going to be recognized as a woman, then you have to be allowed to play in women's sports. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I think you should do away with calling the sports the genders and just base it on chromosomes. There's a X league and a Y league.
Okay.
And just be that. It doesn't matter what you identify as. If your chromosome says you're X, then you play in the X league.
That's actually not a bad
And if
idea.
your chromosome says you're Y, you play in the Y league.
I
I
wouldn't give you many. I won't give you credit for many things, but
That's not my idea.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
it was Joe Rogan's idea.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, but I think it's a brilliant idea. You do it in MMA, you do it in boxing, you do it in everything. There's X division
X
and Y
Games.
division.
Yeah.
X Games. There you go.
No, I agree, but then there's a whole bunch because a lot of the problems that people come across in this shit is all emotional based. It's not logically based at all.
No, for sure. Well, I mean, you have Fallon Fox, who is a mixed martial arts fighter,
Mhm.
was a man, transitioned to a woman, started literally crushing orbital sockets
Mhm.
of women in mixed martial arts.
Right.
Why did anyone ever think it was a good idea?
Right.
I mean, I guess you
Well,
had it come, but whatever.
It's politically correctness and not wanting to be called out for whatever.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm talking about from an organizational standpoint, which I get. You got to make money, right? And people are going to make money based on what people will buy and based on what people are support. And what people will support is what they see on social media. And the minority screaming on social media are dictating.
You won't
what
see that shit
everybody's
on
gonna
Truth
support.
social media. I'll tell you that.
The Blaze.
I'm talking about Truth. That's Trump's social media
Yeah,
platform.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, the Blaze is
yeah. Ben Shapiro. No, that's not the. I'm
He was
sorry.
involved with it. It was Glenn Beck.
He was on the
Was
Blaze.
it Glenn Beck?
I don't
Was
know,
he the guy
but-
that runs that shit?
But
Anyway.
yeah, no, Shapiro's the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But anyway, regardless of that, I mean, you can take it to an emotional / make everybody feel good level
mhm.
all you want. And there's some validity in there somewhere. Not saying there's a lot, but there is. Like, I understand wanting people to feel comfortable with who they are. That's all I'm going to say about it. You can dig into that in layers, but I understand the desire as a person to feel like I'm accepted into this group, or as a human being, right? You want to be accepted and whatever.
Mhm.
From there, I understand it. I understand from a marketing standpoint, you want to make money. So you're going to support whatever needs to be supported so you make maximum
Sure.
income, right? I get that. So based on those two things, I understand the environment that's created.
I understand why companies do that. I don't understand why people do that.
Right. Acceptance.
Fuck that.
But you know what I'm
No,
saying?
I know.
That's a huge driving force. You know, as a like you don't want to be, because what happens? Fucking take all that. Look, let's roll it way the fuck back. Let's roll it way the fuck back, and let's go back to the guy that killed fucking Cecil.
All right.
Okay, he didn't do anything wrong. He followed the law, did the shit he was supposed to do.
Sure.
The people in the country
We're fine with it.
were fine with it. They didn't give a shit. But because of public opinion,
Sure.
because of how people felt
Yeah.
about it, ruined the guy's fucking life.
Oh, for sure.
That goes into everything else. You're one dude in, whether it's in Hollywood, whether it's playing a sport, whether it's whatever, and you come out and be like, nah, fuck that. They're going to be like, all right, you don't have a job, or
Yeah.
death threats, or whatever the fuck else, because the people that employ the people care about making money. And that's what it all comes down to, because your involvement with your company, if you came out with some shit that was anti what they
You mean like this
endorsed,
podcast.
right? But I mean, openly spoke out
Sure.
against some shit that
Yeah.
they stood for, you'd be fucking fired in a heartbeat. Not because they agreed or disagreed with you, but because of public perception
Sure.
of said brand. I get it. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, if it
but
ever
I get it.
comes out that what company a person is associated with, the company has to make a decision.
Exactly.
Yeah, it rarely does a company make a decision in favor of that
Right.
person.
And a lot of people don't realize that the UFC is a fucking company.
Oh, for sure.
NFL is a fucking company.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so they got to cater to the loudest voices. They don't have to, but if they want to continue making the amount of money they make, when in reality, NFL could come straight out, or any other major would be like, nah, this is how it the fuck is.
Sure.
And they're still going to make a fuck ton of money, but not as much money.
To an extent, though, the UFC has taken it has taken an unspoken stand against.
But they also can play some safety shit in mind.
Sure.
And I'm reaching with the sports shit.
no,
because that's what
but
I'm-
I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying, but I really think though that if some organizations and some sports organizations
I agree,
took that
I agree.
stand, they would actually benefit.
but it would
from
have to unify across
Yeah, for sure.
things. Yeah, I agree.
When it comes to men and
nobody-
women's sports, most people don't realize that all of the men's sports in the United States do not have a rule against a woman competing in it, but the women's sports do have.
There's been
rule.
a couple of women's kickers.
Yes,
in the NFL.
in not in the NFL, in college.
I thought there's been a one.
No, there's been some tryout, but not make the team.
Right.
Most people, not most people.
I can throw football fucking
People,
over the mountains.
yeah. What do NFL? Let's just go with the NFL. What do NFL owners want to do more than anything?
Make money.
Oh, I was going to say fuck secretaries, but
That
no.
too.
No, that's it. They want to make money. How do they make money? They have a winning team. How do they have a winning team? Put the best players that they can put on the field. I don't care how old you are, what your gender is. If you're the best person, they didn't say anything. Oh, how is it going? It is going well. Vengeance is
Yeah.
yeah.
Going better now that you're here.
Yeah. But they're going to put the best players out on the field, regardless of
Isn't it weird
gender.
that I don't give a shit about Twitch?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Twitch either.
Right now, I'm glad
But-
it's been surprising. I'm glad people have watched on Twitch. I'm not.
But
saying anything
don't
about
you
that.
feel this way, that if you got popular on Twitch, you'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm
Fuck yeah,
popular.
I'm popular on
It
Twitch.
would mean something to you.
More than
but un-
being popular on YouTube.
Yes, but until you get popular on Twitch, I just wanted to say you both look like you get hella bitches. Keep it up, Les. Who are you? Like,
I
I
don't-
appreciate that.
I don't care, but
I don't get hella bitches. How dare you talk about my wife that way?
I'm just, yeah, we could.
Look, I don't want to seem full of myself. No. Anyway, the point I was making was,
Thanks, buddy.
an
We
NFL
love you, whoever
yeah,
the fuck you are.
An NFL owner is going to put the best player that they can get out on that field, and they don't give a shit about what your
No.
gender is.
True.
If you can outkick the best kickers in the league, if you can all you have to do is outkick one other kicker.
Yeah.
Out of 32, you got to outkick
Well, that
one.
you don't think like people that watch NFL would like love a spectacle too? Like you brought that on, yeah. And so maybe the NFL is a poor example on my part.
Hell, you're gonna have a lot of people tune in that wouldn't normally tune in just because they want to see that bitch get the shit knocked out of her.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. So I guess maybe like I said, some sporting is maybe a bad example for this, but it's more collegiate and shit that fall to that than professional.
And let me
sports do.
say, I'm not saying women are bitches when I said that bitch get the shit. I get it. But if you made it to the NFL, you're probably a bitch.
Yeah. But anyway, just and so it's more of like organizations or companies, I should say, that have more of a something to lose off of it, and especially like in retail and shit like that, and collegiate as well. Collegiate really has to bow hard to a lot of the the social climate, but
no, for sure. Well, I mean,
yeah, but we've talked about this shit a billion times though, honestly, and I actually had to talk. I had to talk with my daughter the other day, and she was talking about it. So I found out that most younger folks now they'll use the word trans man, trans woman in regards to somebody that just identifies as such, not somebody that's actively transitioning. And I was like, nah, that's not right. And she was like,
really? Because I thought that's what it was. If you were born female and identify as male, you're a trans woman. That's the way I understand it.
That's the way it evidently it is. But for me, the word trans has
in touch with the young people.
Right, exactly. but traditionally the word trans is there because it means transitioning or transforming or whatever the fuck it is.
For sure. I get that literally that's what it means, but I don't think that's what it means anymore.
But I told her, I was like, that doesn't make sense.
So you know that my daughter told me, now she doesn't believe this, but she just was saying in general in society, especially with younger people now, you are the race that you present.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Like, meaning my youngest son
blew my fucking mind.
My youngest son looks white.
He
doesn't get to be black. He's white.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yep.
But that's just perception within whatever social group that they're in.
No. You don't get to comment in a lot of circles on the black experience. He would not get to comment on the black experience because he looks white. And I would venture to say that's because most people would look at him and consider he's white, so he hasn't actually lived the black experience.
Interesting. But I bet he could comment on the Hispanic experience.
No, not him, but Olivia could.
Yeah,
for sure. Her whole life she's been asked if she was Hispanic. But anyway,
that's really
speaking of her boyfriend's white and Hispanic,
which is weird to me because Matthew, to me, I don't name names, but he doesn't look remotely white to me.
You don't think so? I think he
looks more
Jewish.
white-ish. Yeah, Jewish, or he could possibly of Latin descent, like any of those. But he doesn't look like a pasty white dude by any stretch of the imagination.
You know, I worked with a girl years ago that thought I was Italian and that I married Hispanic. Married someone Hispanic. She's like, you don't look white, you look Italian. Like, well, first off,
Italian.
First of all,
it's a me, Joey.
It's a me, Joey. Fool.
I like to eat the pizza pie. That's so fucking weird. Ah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway. Like, it's honestly, I kind of understand a little more too of my parents and even my grandparents now. I've started to be like, I don't understand a lot of the shit that's going on, and I don't even feel out of touch. I feel like it logically doesn't make sense.
Yes.
And then it's like, oh, that's just how it is. I'm like, but it shouldn't.
Yes. The difference is the things that our parents thought didn't make sense is that a man could love and be with a man.
Right.
And we think, well, a man can't be a woman. Okay, fine. Then they can be a woman, but they can't fight women. Right. Surely they can't fight a woman.
Right.
So,
well, my thing is like, but even with that, like, you know, if it's like, who the fuck you can't, I don't know, man. I don't, but it feels like in an attempt, and you've made this thing, you're so open-minded, you're close-minded, but it just,
I think it was my kids. I said, I'm so woke, I'll kill myself when the race war starts.
Right. But watch it. It's like, no, people are getting to the point that's like that thing that you said, that concept of like Matthew not being able to speak on black issues because he doesn't look black enough. Like, sure. That's like 40 years of regression.
Yes, for sure.
It's insane.
I completely agree with you.
Insanity.
Yes, I completely agree with you.
I would consider myself as a whole very open-minded in point of considering another opinion and being open-minded to have my mind changed. I'm always open to have my mind changed. My mind, even with Amanda, she's changed my mind on a few things just through conversation and whatever. But it's very rare that somebody brings some shit to the table I haven't already fucking thought of.
Right.
But when you start actively defying fucking science
Yeah.
and biology, I start having a problem.
Yes.
And I can even understand if you can explain to me, like, this is because of, I feel like XYZ. Your feelings are valid. That doesn't make them
Sure.
true.
Yeah. I loathe the statement, my truth.
Right.
I hate that.
Right.
In some instances, there is a such thing as your truth and
Right.
my truth. But
See,
in the majority of them, there is
because
not.
I understand my truth from the perspective of your view of your worldview, like how you interpret the world around you.
Yeah.
So, like, your truth might be, I think alcohol is a sin,
Mhm.
right? And I think alcohol is fine. Let's go back to the church, for instance.
Sure.
Okay, your truth is that alcohol is bad. My
Yes.
truth is that alcohol is fine.
Yes.
That's because basically what it boils down to is my truth is my opinion.
Yeah.
That's what the
for
fuck
sure.
that statement means.
Yes.
But your truth does not overrule fucking universal science truth.
No, for sure. Yes.
And that's what I have a hard time, because I'm going to go ahead and fucking say it. I beat around this all the time, but fuck it. Scientifically speaking, from even like, and if you read any type of research papers, if you go back through it, identifying as the opposite gender is called gender dysmorphia.
Dysphoria.
Dysphoria?
Yes.
Dysmorphia is physical. Like,
Yes.
if you, okay, whatever. But it's considered to be an unhealthy mental state to be in. Because
Medically, yes.
And yeah, medically. And I understand being uncomfortable in your own fucking skin sucks. I get it. But that doesn't change fucking biology. And that's what I don't understand.
Sure.
I will, and I told my daughter this as well. I was like, if you make decisions after an adult, I will still support you. If you decide when you're 23 years old,
Right.
you want to be a dude, you want to have the transition, I respect you, I love you, I will support you.
Yes.
However, up until that point in time, I'm going to go by what the fuck you biologically are.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean, but your brain is very malleable. You don't have any frontal lobes yet, basically. Like, you're all emotions.
it's like you're like 25 or 26 before that happens.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and because we were having some discussions about some other shit, and I was like, I don't discount how you feel. And I'm not even going to say mental illness. I'm not going to label any of that shit. Regardless, you're not at an age you can decide anything. And so until that point, I'm going to treat you like this. When you're an adult, if you change your mind, I respect you and I love you. That doesn't mean I agree with you. Like,
right.
Let's take you for an example, because I fucking hate you. But no, seriously though, if you decided you were going to be a woman and you got reassignment surgery, the whole fucking nine.
Yeah.
I respect you enough that I would respect that decision. That doesn't mean I agree with that decision.
You respect me?
I do. No, I don't respect you.
You just said you respect me enough.
As a human,
a
human being, not as a person. But point being, like, but if we ever had a discussion about it, I would be like, yeah, dude, nah. Like, I whatever. But as far as, because I think, again, that goes back to, but it's a very different mindset for our generation and before, is because I'm looking at based on, like, if you took your fucking chromosomes right now, what the fuck? And again, broad strokes, because there's always the exception of people that are born with both, that are
hermaphrodites.
Yeah, whatever the fuck else. Completely different discussion.
Yes.
But for the average person that have a solid X or solid Y, like, that is biologically, physiologically what the fuck you are. And when it comes to competing in sports, and again, I'm not talking about your day-to-day life, what the fuck ever. And I guess that's what I was getting at. Your day-to-day life, I will respect whatever fucking decision you want to make. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like, competing in sports or doing some other shit, you can't. It's cheating. It's cheating is what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. Could you imagine fucking, like, back in the day, Barry Bonds playing women's fast pitch softball?
Oh my god! I mean, just cranking shit.
Like a kid
just
Griffey
going
Jr.
yard.
God damn it! Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, fucking. What's your? He's batting a fucking 1,000 on the last 7 seasons.
So speaking of baseball, I got a question for you because you're a big baseball fan before the
Back in the
strike
day.
happened in the 90s,
Yeah.
right? How do you feel about
I'm
college
petty.
baseball?
I've never watched a college baseball game.
You know, I kind of would think since you love baseball so much that maybe you could get into college baseball.
Never tried.
Oh, okay. Tennessee had a really good team this year as well.
No, like
That's one
honestly, as an
thing that made me
adult,
think
there's
about it.
other shit I enjoy more than watching
Yeah,
sports.
I get you.
And so
Yeah, for sure.
which ironically, I'll watch Demolition Man for the 7,000th time,
Sure.
but I won't spend 2 hours and watch a baseball game on TV.
I got a new game that I came up with recently.
Okay.
I've not played it on here with anyone yet.
You don't have anybody to play with.
Well,
You
I did.
lonely
I had
fuck.
Will and Jessica, but I didn't want to do that with them. But so I haven't got a name for it yet. I can't come up with a good name for it.
Okay.
But the gist of it is I'm going to read a porn title, and you're going to tell me what the viewer rating is. You're going to guess
A porn title and the viewer rating.
the viewer
is?
rating on the.
Oh,
on,
you mean
on
like a Rotten
Pornhub.
Tomatoes-esque rating?
It's
Okay.
it's like, but it's just like the Pornhub
this
rating.
this sounds like this is just an excuse for you to look at porn.
No, because I've not looked at anything. I'm just going by the titles and the ratings.
Okay. Because I was
So-
like, you're like, I got to do research.
No,
for
no,
this
no. I haven't
game.
watched any porn. So, but it's gonna be like a golf score. However close you get to it. So, like, if the rating is 75 and you guess it's 80, then you're a +5 on like,
Okay.
or you're 5, and,
Okay.
and the lower your number, the better.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go through and I'll do 5 titles to start with, and then we'll go from there. All right.
Okay.
First,
Oh,
I'm
shit,
sorry.
that came out fast.
That came out really fast.
Fuck.
If you need to pour some in my glass, you
Yeah,
can.
I'm going to.
Let me put some ice in there first.
I'll give you some of
Fucker.
mine. There you go.
You poured more than half of that into mine.
Well, I'll fucking
That's
even it.
fine. So, but I have some music for it. I don't have a title yet, but I got some music.
Okay. Did you make this?
You're only getting one channel,
It's
so there's
still-
some of it's panned, so you're not getting it.
It's fine. Ooh. I'm gonna start jerking off under the table. This is some sexy shit, man. I would like to say, I'll say it. We'll play the game first. It's fine. We're almost 2 hours already. Tell me you haven't missed this.
I've absolutely missed it. Tell me you haven't.
I haven't.
You fucking lie. I thought you might like that.
Yeah. Should have definitely played that with your sister.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
First title. Scooby-Doo on vacation in the camp. Anal sex party orgy in the woods.
Ooh, 82.
You went 82. The rating is actually 100%.
Oh,
on this
shit.
one. 100%.
That's a big deficit.
So
I
you're
shot
18
low.
now. You shot low. All right. Here we go. Deviante. Hot stepsister with fine titties body swaps with her stepbrother.
Okay. 91.
91. Really close. That was an 89.
Oh,
That one's
yeah.
an 89. So what is it? What did we get 2 on that? So now you're at a 20 now.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Handmaidens, husband and wife try to impregnate busty teen. Season 2, episode 4.
88.
88. Oh, it's a 76.
Ah.
All right, that's another 8 points. So you're at 28 now. You're the baseline score on this when I get somebody else. I'm gonna see if I can get Andre and Roxanne to play this next week.
Oh, that'd be great.
All right, here we go. This one I got just for you. Rick and Morty. Morty finally gets to give Jessica his pickle and glaze.
84.
84. It was a 92.
Oh, shit.
Yes. 84.
Good
It's
for
a
you, Justin
92.
Roiland.
Yeah. What's that? Another 8 points. So you're at 36 now. We'll go one more here.
I'm doing not good at this.
You're not doing good at this. Brunette Latina fucking facial.
Let's go 87.
87. It's 100%.
Oh shit!
Yes, 87.
Should have known. The simpler titles get better ratings.
Yeah. It's 100. So that's another 13. You're at 49. That's 5. You want to do some more, or are you good?
Give me one more. No, 2 more because you have to have an odd number, right?
Yep, got to have an odd number.
All right,
All
so
right.
2 more.
Rawhide number 1, scene 5.
Rawhide number 1, C5, like 57.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's 100%.
Jesus.
You said 57?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oof. That sucks.
That just took me way the fuck down.
Yeah, that puts you up to 92.
God damn it.
Yeah. And then the last one, give me just a second. I gotta scroll to that. Wicked Stormy Daniels in Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
Ooh, 93.
It's an 82.
Jesus.
93.
He has nothing to do with this game.
82. No, he has nothing to do with this game. It's another 9 points. You end at a 101
Oh, fuck me.
out of 7. 101. So there you go.
Fuck me, man.
I was going to play the music one more time, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
All right.
All right.
I had something I was going to say before we started that game. And I said, I'll wait. And then I know I don't remember.
Of course.
Of course.
Some things never change.
Never change.
Well, I mean, we were talking about transgender athletes and and gender dysmorphia and
Yep.
And baseball. I brought up baseball toward the end.
Yeah, I don't fucking remember.
Okay.
It's irrelevant at this point in time.
Yeah.
But all that to say, I mean, we talk, but I'm not hard nosed on anything, but for the most part, as far as that shit goes, because science changes all the fucking time. I have my opinions, but I recognize that most of those are based on how I was raised, and I like to think I've evolved a lot beyond where we came from, where we grew up, and maybe that's fucking self-masturbatory to a point. But I mean, I consider myself, like we said earlier, like pretty open-minded, at least to discussion.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, and
I'm open to having my mind changed.
I just have certain aspects that I just have a hard time getting past because when you can't discuss it outside of a, well, I really feel like, then it's like a whoa. I can respect how you feel about anything, but I only respect it as how you feel about it.
Yeah.
And that
feelings aren't facts.
Right.
Yeah. There's I've been watching a lot of Bill Maher clips because if you can go on HBO Max instead of not have to watch the whole show, you can watch his new rules segment or his monologue segment or whatever. And he's had some really good stuff on there lately. He actually had a really good one the other night or a week or so ago that was pertaining to gun violence. And now Hollywood is one of the most outspoken people, like, we got to do something about these gun laws and gun violence. And but your most popular movies in Hollywood is just people killing people constantly. And most of it over vengeance, which is what most of these incel men are. It's a vengeance based thing. And he was calling Hollywood out on that. It was like, you can't push gun violence and vengeance in our face and also tell everyone to do this. And so,
so that's going back a little bit. Actually, that made me think of us talking to Amanda, and she's much more of a pacifist than I am, obviously. Sure. She is big on women's rights, big on feminism, all that shit. And I support 99%. Like,
does she watch the WNBA?
No.
Then she's not a feminist.
She doesn't watch sports.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know. But so we were talking about this, and I was like, if women really have this is a time, if there should ever be a female uprising, now's the fucking time. And let's go.
Fuck you. The Office is a great show, Zane.
Jesus. But I was like, if there's ever been a time for women to rise up and start, because I think Anders made a comment on one of my posts that was like, America doesn't give a shit about peaceful protests. I was like, yeah, if there's ever been a time to raise up and start fucking killing some motherfuckers, now's the time. And I was like, no, we don't want that. I'm like, why? That's how you're going to get your fucking point across. And I was like, even if you don't kill them, scare them the fuck enough that they think you're gonna.
Yeah.
Because you know what always fucking works? Always fucking violence and discomfort.
Sure. For sure.
I can protest all I want. You get enough people boycotting something. Yeah, those things can cause effects, but you know what's going to fucking affect shit faster? If you think, hey, if I don't do this, I'm going to be hurt. That shit will change your mind.
Come to my house and try it. I got a big barrel of fuck around and find out.
Right. But I'm just saying, if these motherfuckers that pass a lot of this shit feel like their future is threatened, they're
Yeah.
more likely to make a change. You know,
For sure.
well, it's like how quickly did and it's faded off a lot, and not to compare the two because they're different in foundation, but the execution of the protest. How quickly did the BLM movements and protests affect change in certain pockets?
Sure. For sure. Yeah.
Because of the types of protests that came out of them. And I'm not saying I agree with every aspect of
Well,
it.
that's because all those white Antifa people got involved.
Jesus. But point being is like very strong, and I'm not talking about violent from a death standpoint. By violent, I mean very strong and blah 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 blah. But it's I'm going to use violence not in consent of like murdering people necessarily. I'm going to use violence in the sense of like physical what's the word I'm looking for? Again, physical resistance has always given a much stronger point than verbal resistance.
Yes.
That's my point.
Okay.
So, but you got to back that up, man. You
I know.
can't say-
So Zane says, because I said the office is great. Okay, but you got to back that up, man. You can't just go around saying, "Oh yeah, the office is great." So I guess I do owe you an explanation, and here's your explanation. Fuck you. I don't owe you anything. So any parting words before we go?
No, I'm glad we could get one more
I am too.
together, like
Yep.
in person. And again, not saying it won't ever happen, but the likelihood is very low for another in person.
For us to be in person is very, very
Right.
low. Yeah, for sure.
And we might work it out at some point.
Yeah.
I can tell you with certainty that it won't be a regular thing, but even if it's irregular,
Yeah. I've conceded that in person will almost never happen again.
Right.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
because
fine with that.
this will
So,
be like, it was kind of not, they might give us a shit, obviously, but kind of a surprise if anybody tuning in. Because I honestly, when we had my last official episode, I thought maybe I'd get to do one, but I didn't count on it. But this worked
Sure.
out.
Yeah.
Just so.
Well, you're welcome anytime,
Of course.
guest or
Well,
not.
it's your show now. So
Eh,
it's your show.
I disagree, but
You call this BJF.
yeah, blowjob friends.
Forever.
Yeah. So, but you're welcome anytime, guest or not.
Yeah.
I actually have some guests coming up in a few weeks that do a podcast called "Is Marriage Worth It?" that you actually might enjoy talking to.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I was a guest on their show already.
Yep. How was
and-
that, by the way? I saw the back and forth via email. I logged out of our Instagram account because that shit was annoying the fuck out of me, all
Yeah.
the messages. But
Yeah, you still check our email because there's sometimes I see an email that is marked
the reason
red
is,
and I
and
hadn't
I
seen
need to take it out
yet.
because it all comes to the same fucking
Sure.
app. So I just need
Yeah,
to
that's
take it
fine.
off.
No, that was fun actually. That was a fun show because, yeah, I don't know. It was fun. They haven't released it yet. It because they record way.
I would have
advance.
some things to say.
I know you would. So, anyway, but again, next week I've got Andre and Roxanne that I do the something for the weekend show every other weekend.
Yeah.
And then they also were from Juxtaposition Debate.
Okay.
And Andre's on here when we do 3 the Hard Way, which I'm in discussions for some dates to do another one of those.
Yeah.
Here soon. But yeah.
Oh,
So-
just to plug my wife's podcast, Art Girl on Fire podcast.
Art Girl on Fire.
I was just a guest on hers,
Were you?
and I think she's gonna release it. I think this week.
Okay.
I've got to mix it for.
No, I have to start
And,
listening again.
And I'm on it, and it's a pretty heavy issue. It was long enough. It was like 3 hours, 3.5. It's going to break up into 2 episodes.
Okay, she's gonna do 2 episodes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we went rough. It went into like fucking detail on all. Like, I shouldn't say detail. It went pretty heavy in all the past shit, like the 10 years of our marriage,
Interesting.
like full open bore.
Did anyone cry?
No,
No.
No.
Okay.
but it was.
Well, I'm definitely not listening.
Before
then.
we had it, we had the discussion of,
What's off
she's
limits,
gonna
what
have to
isn't?
squish- Yeah, and I told her nothing.
Yeah.
we can talk about whatever, and it went a little more specific than I was initially thinking it was going to go, but it's a great fucking episode.
Well, I would assume that's one of those things that you have to that she can say what is off limits. What do you not want me to ask about? And you can say you can ask about anything, but you also then have to go. But you have to be prepared for whatever I'm going to say.
Well, we had that discussion,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she, because it's nothing we haven't talked about before, with individually,
Sure.
but nothing, because you know me and how my brain is, and it's kind of the whole like sociopath bullshit. Yeah, you're probably right, dude. But it went much like there was a certain point that I was like, oh, because you know me and how my brain is with the whole sociopath thing, whatever. But other people's perception of me is important to whatever that perception is or whatever I want that perception to be.
Yeah.
And there's elements in my life that I want to be perceived one way versus the other.
Yes.
And that shit just got kicked the fuck down. So
that's probably a healthy thing, though.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
it is. And we talked
good.
about, but it's a raw fucking episode, and
That's
it's good. It's really good. And we go see. So I'm going to highly, and not just because I'm on, like, I think her show's great anyway. It's much different than anything I would
for
do
sure,
or that
for
I
sure.
talk about, but she's really good at interviewing.
She is. I've listened
talking.
to some of her stuff. It is good.
So anyway, check out her show, Art Girl on Fire podcast. I'm going to be on one of the upcoming ones.
Art Girl on Fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I was anybody related to me, I would not listen to it, especially if you're one of my kids.
Yeah.
But, and she even put a disclaimer that there's much more language than usual. And I tried, like, I curbed my language for that.
That's
and
funny.
It was still, I don't think I said God damn it once, but I said everything else I usually say.
Sure.
Said God damn it.
That's funny.
But, you know.
All right.
I
hope you enjoyed this.
Thanks for having me on.
Dropping in.
Thanks for having me on your show.
This is still your show, man. You just may not be on it every week.
I just
still
don't.
Your show.
No, because I don't do anything. I don't even think about.
You don't. But that's the thing. At this point, you don't. Also, Zane and Tellen came in their pants when they saw Steven was on the show. Okay, well, good for them.
Well, luckily, their pants don't have to worry about an abortion because I don't think they've ever seen a vagina that wasn't on a screen.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the impromptu pop in that we didn't tell anybody about. But yeah.
And all I can say, since he goes watches, I'm glad I've had a vasectomy. That way his mom doesn't have to have an abortion.
That's true.
Because as much as we go at it,
vasectomy, so
there would have absolutely been another kid somewhere in the mix. Probably several.
I know. One of them might be mine.
Well played, sir.
All right.
Well played.
Again, Roxanne and Andre, that the plan is for next week.
Yep.
But until then, goodbye.
Mwah.
Give us a thumbs up on Facebook at B3F Podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch at B3F Podcast. And on Instagram at B3F_podcast. YouTube has all of our videos. Support us on Patreon or buy me a coffee at B3F Podcast. Send all your questions or comments to admin at B3Fpodcast.com. Find us online at B3Fpodcast.com. Rate us and review us wherever you listen. And as always, thanks for listening.